locked in with Piece of the Pie podcast. Here with peace and purpose meets perspective. We believe, we know, we feel. When you reach your purpose, you reach ultimate peace. I'm Piece of the Pie Ra.
A Piece of the Pie Ka.
Two brothers bringing harmony and chaos. Let's build.
Let's build peace.
So today's build is going to simply just be about the power and discernment, right? Now in this day, it's hard to judge with so many distractions and delusions and, the overindulgence of substance that it's hard to simply discern, right? And discern is simply the ability to be able to judge well. So that's one pillar of our ensemble that actually helped us become better men, better brothers, better husbands to our wife and our family. So just to touch on that, right, we want to simply base it around why is being able to discern purposeful, right? How is discernment going to bring you purpose? Discernment going to bring you peace? Also, how is discernment going to bring you power? And how, in full circle, how you can wrap it all into the pot. So to start off, big bro, just when you're talking about discernment, why do you feel discernment is purposeful to the pie? And once again, the pie is the family. The pie is the universe, which is the 3.14, which the numbers are infinite. So it's infinite truth, infinite wisdom, infinite knowledge, right? So back to you, big bro. How do you feel discernment is just purposeful and and counterproductive to the universe?
Discernment. Break it down again one more time.
So discernment is just the ability to be able to judge well.
Okay. I had to get that. Appreciate that clarity.
Yes, sir.
Discernment, man, it's so important for the purpose, because if you don't have the right judgment, big bro, I think you're going to lose track. You're not going to make the right decisions. And if you're not making the right decisions, you're going to keep leading. You're going down that same path. You're going to keep going down the wrong road. You know what I'm saying? Not saying there's no direct street, but if you don't have the right discernment to say, okay, this might not be something good for me, then you might make the opposite mistake. You know what I mean? You might think, oh, I can just do what I want to do. Keep saying whatever I want to say. Keep moving how I want to move. You got to make the right decisions, because you being who you are a father. You are a role model. My kids look up to you. I look up to you. So if you have the wrong discernment, or if I have the wrong discernment, I'm going to make the wrong decision. And the wrong decision can lead me to either dead or in jail. You dig what I'm saying? Because you're not...
Or by yourself.
Always, definitely by yourself. And if you have the wrong discernment, you will be by yourself. Because after a while, people going to be like, bro, you can't make the right decisions. Like, you don't have no good judgment call. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have no real judgment call, it's almost like the blind leading the blind. Who want to go with you if you the blind leading the blind? I don't want to go with you if you don't know where you're going in life, if you don't have no set purpose or direction. Right. You know what I'm saying? So the judgment, I think, is so important with your purpose, because people who's with you are looking at the decisions you make and the judgment calls that you make. They're really paying attention to you. Even the people that you don't think is, they are. Like your kids and your nieces and your nephews and your cousins, you know what I'm saying? Your family members, even your uncles, aunts, like people, period. Like we are one in structure. So if you are a family man, a father, a brother, a husband, or you know what I'm saying, you are that, your discernment has to be on point. Because if it's not, then you might lead to down that wrong road. You know what I'm saying?
And discernment, when we say discernment, it's not being judgmental, right? You could be, when we look at the world, the masses, it's a lot of judgmental people. It's really no grace. So you really need discernment. Like I said, when you choosing the relationship you want, right? When you choosing, you really got to look at yourself when you're talking about discernment. Discernment is based in truth. So if you truthful with yourself, you're able to see those bad cycles that's leading you down, like you said, big bro, down a path of destruction.
Yeah.
So it's all purposeful to the pie, to your life.
Yeah.
Period. So once again, discernment, the ability to judge well.
Yeah.
We want to help y'all get a piece of the pie.
Facts.
Right? Not the pie. Y'all love pie because y'all sexual desires is telling y'all that y'all love pie. So when we say discernment, it's all counterproductive to the world, the community, right? It's going to start from you discerning your relationships.
So
You got to take some accountability, discern the accountability in your life. So that's just to wrap it up in full circle about discernment being purposeful to the pie. So next, just how can discernment bring you peace?
discernment can bring you peace. For one, if you looking in discernment in within yourself as you should be, like how bro said, it's not judgmental, right? And it's not about judging other people or what their actions in a sense, right? It's more so how you feel for yourself, like what's your own discernment, right? If I'm using it in the correct term. But how to bring you peace, for me, I feel as if I'm making the true and the right decisions, when I go to bed at night, I can sleep well because I felt like I made the right decision for me to stand up for myself. You know what I'm saying? And not just to say, I'm standing up for myself just to be, because I don't want nobody to punk me or bully me. Nah, that's not when it comes to. It comes to, okay, this will bring me peace because I know I know the decision I made has substance because of what I believe in. You know, my belief system or my moral compass is on point. You know what I mean? Like, I know, okay, if I make these decisions, okay, who is it going to affect first and foremost?
Right.
Because
Who are y'all influenced?
you know what I'm saying? Because if it's not the right discernment, I could involve you into something that you didn't even want to be involved in. But you, my brother, so off top, it is that. You know what I mean? It's going to always be that. But in a sense, it's like, dang, bro, did you think about who else was going to be with you when you made that decision? You know what I'm saying? Did you think about who that could affect once you made that decision? So it's almost like if your mind isn't focused on what a good discernment is, or or what it really stands for, you're not gonna find no peace. So therefore, I feel like like I said, with me, my peace and my discernment is, it's almost like who I got behind me or who I got ahead of me. You know what I'm saying? Who I got around me. Period. Like, am I making the right decisions or judgment calls for them as well? Because of course it's about me, but these people are with me. You know what I mean? Regardless of what, you gonna always be my blood brother. Like, I can't say, okay, I'm gonna make this decision just for me because it's about me, and then the whole time I know I got family and I got people that's with me. You know what I'm saying? That I can pull down with me. It's like the crab in the barrel. You know what I mean? Like, I can't.
So would you say discernment and ego tie hand in hand?
Oh man.
Because if you get your ego out the way, you be able to discern well. Because it's not, ego is just being selfish and self-centered, right? So if you get your ego out the way, you can discern well, and that just ultimately that's gonna bring you peace.
Peace,
right?
Definitely.
So for me, big bro, the discernment and peace, that's it's so powerful to be able to discern your right decision. For me, big bro, I cannot sleep good at night unless I'm able to tell you the truth when something hurts me, if you wrong me. Just like me and you, big bro, if we ever got into it, it's because we were truthful with one another. And it probably triggered one of us.
Of course, because we both alphas.
Both alphas, which is wrapped in the ego. Right? So that's what we want to show y'all in real time as well, right? We're able to drop the ego and discern, not only just judging people, just discerning yourself. Go ahead and if you're able to judge others, it's so many judgmental people. You should be able to judge yourself as well.
Yeah, facts.
And make your life right.
Constructive
criticism, and it's also getting those impurifications out. It's okay. It's okay to speak on that truth in real time. Don't wait until you get home, you think about it, You want to get on social media, go talk about it. If it was a wrongdoing, go talk to your brother about it. I should be able to tell you.
Bring it to me.
You should be graceful enough to hear me out.
Yeah, right? And respectable in all costs. To like, yo, I'm glad you was able to have the the courage or the wherewithal to tell me where I'm wrong at. Cause some people feel like, man, I ain't gonna tell him nothing
because you're gonna react a certain way. That's not being truthful. Like you said, if you see somebody going down the path of destruction, tell them. Tell them. Don't let them crash all the way out.
You should.
To the point they kill themselves, and then you post and say,
"Free my bro."
Yeah, or they commit suicide, and then you like, I coulda, check on your people. Don't wait till they die to say check on your people. Yeah. You check on the people around you. You don't know what happened in like what type of power, what type of family they got. So check on your own family. You see them going down the path of destruction, check on them.
People love to say, don't check me. You can't check me on nothing. Please check me. If you feel like I'm moving wrong, I'm doing something wrong, I'd rather you check me and tell me, especially my family members. I'd rather you just check me, tell me. Even if you my bro, like I feel like I should be able to tell you, hey, yo, bro, man, this is what you doing. That ain't right. That ain't wrong. You capping. You know what I'm saying? And you should be able to take that heat and be like, well, hold on. Even if I react to you a different way, you should still be able to stand on the whole point of it and be like, bro, I didn't come for us to go back and forth, for us to argue. Like the time you told me about us being in our purest form. That's a perfect prime example. I felt like I was doing so good, but only hitting the jail on the weekend. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit the jail on the weekend, bro. From where I came from, you know what I'm saying? Every day use overindulgent, you know what I'm saying? Just smoking out my brain. And I wanted something different for myself. So I said, all right, I'm gonna push it to just the weekends, you know what I'm saying? But then when you bring it to my attention, like, yo, bro, we might need to tap all the way in. You know what I mean? Like, we might need to tap in. And my reaction was completely like, who are you to tell me what I need to do to get myself together?
And it was just on my mind to tell my big bro simply, because it was on my heart. Right? Y'all speak what's on your heart. I was able to tell him we need to be in our purest form. If we're going to do a podcast, let's do it in our purest form, because the masses is overindulgent.
Yeah, everybody doing too much.
They overindulging. That's what we see. So we able to separate ourselves, use our willpower, right, and discern that this is not good for what we trying to produce.
Facts.
This is not productive to the pie. Nah. It's just simply not. So we know, being pure, we able to articulate ourselves on camera. We able to build in a certain way that's productive and is substantial to the universe, our family, our friends, and it's effective. It's a flow. It trickled down. I started just wanting to see how it feel. I've been smoking so long since 10th grade. I just wanted to see how it feels, see if it would have changed my trajectory. And it just like that. If y'all just try it. Try it for a week. You're going to feel better. You're going to breathe better. You're not waking up coughing. It's peaceful and not having to indulge in something that's taking over you.
Facts.
And it's so peaceful now. You sleep peaceful. You're not angry for no reason.
To be honest, everybody might not get that effect, immediately or feel the peace in it. But like, being that we brothers, and you threw it out there that in the universe, in the atmosphere for me to grab it, I took it and it made a thought in my head to be like, why he telling me that? You know what I'm saying? At first I took offense, and he was like, bro, I ain't call you for that. You know what I'm saying? You was like, let's agree to disagree right now, but bro, we can get back to that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just telling you, I think we need to be in our purest of form in order for us to do this. And I still didn't hear it. We ended up getting off the phone, and then it took a minute for it to click in like, you know what? He can't be wrong, because if I feel this way already, where I said I'm going to take it to just the weekends anyway, then that was telling me something. But being that you have somebody, what I'm getting at is when you have somebody to be able to tell you something, to put it on your heart, maybe even if you don't respond to it at the moment, let it sink in. You know what I'm saying? You might grasp it later. Let it sink in, and then you'll catch it on the back end, and it'll be like, okay, that's what bro was talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's where he was getting at. he is right. He might be right. We might need to land the plane and, you know what I'm saying, stop it, like cut it out for a minute or just to see where it's gonna get me. And then, like you said, when I tapped into that, it still didn't happen overnight. I still was on my weekend warrior. It took a little different things for me to, like, me and my wife to be talking about something, and then I just jumped, and she like, babe, all I was saying was what you was saying. But you know what I mean? I get fogged out and I forget the key points. You know what I'm saying?
Make your mind delusional.
Because
yeah, man.
It don't
thinking
really
something
be
that's
that,
not
man.
even that.
No, man.
Right? And simply, the truth would trigger some accountability, and that's all it is. And I didn't care what it triggered. I was just speaking simply from my heart, and I know it was the truth. And like I said, we want to stay in this purity form, you know, in this purity light is peaceful. We can honestly say it's peaceful. If you see peace on our face, that's because we sleep peaceful. We able to tell each other when we doing wrong.
And hold each other accountable.
I don't care how mad my big bro get.
Facts.
I really don't. And he don't care how mad I get since I was little. Right? He told me, don't do this, don't do that. He never led me down the path of destruction. That's why I'm able to, anybody I see, I'm going to try to give him that light.
Yeah. OG, you know? Original game givers.
Original game
givers. Really original game givers. I'm going to keep it honest. Even though the OGs in front of me that I looked up to, they might have assisted. And when I mean assist, in the wrongdoing, meaning like, all right, babe, bro, if you're going to do it this way, I need you to be close to me doing it this way. I ain't going to just let you crash out and do however you feel like, oh, I just want to do this because I want to jump off the porch. It's like, nah, like, hold on. Don't you hoop? Ain't you a hooper? What we doing? Like, ain't you supposed to be a hooper? Keep hooping. Like, keep going down that path. Like, keep doing that until it's almost like once they see, okay, you're choosing not to do that anymore, like on your own, then it's almost like, all right, bro, come here, let me show you how to do something. But I'm not going to teach you how to go rob a bank. I'm not going to teach you, you know what I'm saying, how to do something to completely so you self-destruct. No, it's not about that. If you a real OG, you're going to give the person the real game. Like, bro, listen, I'm telling you, if you're going to go down this path, just be ready to go with any consequences that come with that. Be it death, jail, you gotta hurt somebody, like, just know that. But in the same note, I'm telling you, this ain't really right. Like, this ain't really right. I do this because of what I have to do, what I'm involved in doing. You know what I'm saying? For me to stand on where I'm standing on that. So that's where it comes at to where you be like, well, okay, he ain't never, what I look like, how could I sleep at night? Goes right back to the discernment. How could I sleep at night if I just told my baby brother the best thing you can do in life is to sell drugs, hustle, rob people?
You simply telling the youth to crash out. Like, and that's down to the unsubstantial hip hop, you know, substance. It leads the youth down the path of destruction. You know, when you talk about overindulging and this and that, as soon as I overindulged, my trajectory went down path.
Yep.
You know, and I could have simply been in my purest form doing what I do. I would have got to my successful goal quicker. You know, if I would have just stayed pure. So,
facts. But
just to wrap it up in the full circle, we see a lot of knowledge that's out there. So it's hard to discern the knowledge that y'all seeing. Right? Because you're not pure. You know, you going down these rabbit holes and looking at these videos that don't got no substance. So by the time you get out, you don't know what to look at. You don't got nothing else to give you validation. So you go right back to the video to lead you down in the more path of destruction. So you don't even care about discerning your life and where it's headed to. You know, so we want to definitely be able to give y'all a peace of mind and, you know, being able to discern that, the knowledge. If it's truthful, it start with your heart. You know, I'm able to judge things because the heart don't lie. Yeah, the heart don't lie, big bro. When I listen to my heart and I make a decision based off my heart and not my mind, it's right every time. It flows. It's balanced every time. You know what I mean?
It was the right one every trip.
All right, we back. So
We got two hard-headed sons, first and foremost. That's what the pause is for.
Yeah, that's what the pause is for, man.
gotta
And
keep
they
our foot
need
there.
structure.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Always, man. We all need structure, bro.
And structure could be a foot in their ass.
They
right?
need it, man. Every once
They
in a
need
while,
not
you
only
gotta
two
make
shoes,
it,
but one in their ass.
See, what you said?
You know what I mean? They need. You could be walking up the street with 3 shoes, 2 on your feet, and 1 in your ass.
2 feet, 1 in their ass from their dads, man. Like some people, like the last episode, bro said, man, let us be your father in Christ.
Father in Christ, y'all gonna get that blooper. Y'all gonna get that blooper. You know, this is a little bit more serious one, but we can't be all serious because it's us. We living in our truth. It don't take a mellow fellow vape for us to be happy. It don't take a drink for us to be happy.
Nah, bro.
It don't take us to roll up to be happy.
I get my purity from my family and the love, like just being in it now. Now I'm understanding of being in it because I ain't missing nothing. You know what I mean? I'm missing something when I was hitting J's and all that. Like, I'm missing a lot because it might go over my head, bro. Like, I'm so cooked sometimes. It might have went over my head. Like, bro might have said something. Call me 2 days later, like, bro, you ain't peeped that? I'm like, nah, I ain't catch that.
Yeah, because your mind cloudy. You overindulge in substance, right? And they say a lot of times, right? They say time going by so fast. Time is not going by fast. Your mind just so cloudy, you not cherishing the moment. Yeah. You looking at your food through the camera. You living life through a camera, right? Instead of really watching your kids, grow up, become young men, young kings and young queens. You know, that's what it's going to take. It's going to take some purity, some detox for the wrong thing, the wrong substance y'all watching. It's peaceful in that.
Come on, man.
It's peace in that.
It's peace in
that.
Discernment, where you get your peace at in discernment.
So discernment, we want to give y'all a peace of mind when it comes to discerning. And big bro, you asked me, discernment, my power, how does discernment bring me power? Since I was young, I was able to discern what I wanted. And it starts with the heart. I knew I wanted to play sports. I knew I wanted a family. Yeah. Right? Yeah. I knew I wanted a good relationship with my mom and my dad. Mm-hmm. But it was going to take some truth in being yourself, not letting the external factors change who you are. It was a time when I first started, when I was able to discern my girlfriend in high school, that became my wife. It started there. Peace. That's why I'm able to, have the beautiful family I got because I discerned a good wife. Peace. You know what I mean? It was a time when, that wasn't even a thing. Nobody was getting married, especially at my age. Right? And you popped it off, big bro. Getting married. I already knew what I wanted to do, but that was just confirmation for me to let me know what I wanted to do.
Bro. Not to cut your wisdom or add on to it, but we come from that structure, bro. You know what I'm saying? We was raised to be yourself. Our parents ain't never got me like my mom's when I was playing sports, my pops ain't never say, man, step on the court and be like Michael Jordan.
Never.
Be like Iverson, you know what I'm saying? They never said that. It was almost like, you gotta find you, son. Like, you gotta play the game that you know how to play. You know what I mean? And we was taught that as young.
That's
like,
peaceful.
Pops, Pops, bro. Anybody who know Pops, man, know Coach Howard, man. He don't play that.
Coach Howie, man. Y'all know Coach Howie.
Jenkins, man, whatever.
He's also what you call an OG. We're not talking about original gangster. We're talking about original game giver. Giving the right game. Discerning the right game to give to the people.
We're real OG, man. But we come from that, like, them telling us. So it was only right, like, how my big sister was taught. It was only right for her to teach me that kind of way. Like, you know what I mean? You got to be you. You can't let nobody tell you what you need to do or give you good discernment. You know what I mean? You got to have that within you. And the only way you're going to have that within you is understanding yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to be yourself. You always, I don't care if ain't nobody taught nothing else, man. You got to be yourself, man. The kid out there that thinking, I gotta smoke to be down with the gang, or I gotta be in the gang to be this.
You gotta rap or scream. Man, that's not even you. You don't even feel comfortable doing that.
Nah, if you feel comfortable playing the Nerf game, do that. If you feel
like anime,
do that, man. If your peace comes from you playing chess what the old heads are. You playing checkers, you reading castle books, like
Do that.
do that, man. Do that, man. One thing my era, like I said last time, we 8 days apart. We not 8 days apart. Our birthdays are 8 days apart. But in the same note, like my era where I came up, everything was about proving yourself, man. We always had to prove yourself. Nobody didn't believe in you because you was you. Like you had to prove everything. When in all naturality, I shouldn't have to prove nothing to you. As long
But
as
then
I'm
again,
walking
big bro,
right.
not to cut your wisdom, but those were, I would say those are the good old days because you couldn't get online and be a million people and act like you got this and had it so much high.
Have online, so
that's what I'm saying. So that's why I say it's the good old days because you couldn't get online and be a million people and act like you got
couldn't
this.
even come
Because
outside.
you still got to go to school.
Yeah,
you still got to go to work.
Facts.
You know, you still gonna be seen.
You couldn't come outside, act and talk about you.
You
The
knew you
toughest
wasn't
one in
like
the
that. You
neighborhood.
get hands put on you for sure.
Facts.
For sure. You had
if
to
you
really
telling
fight
your cousins from the other side of town that you like that on your side of town, when they come to your side of town, they gonna want to do things that the kids that's like that on your side of town do. And when you can't stand on that, it's gonna be like, damn, cuz I thought you was that. Like, you ain't even that. So now they looking at you even crazier because it's like, cuz all you have to do is just keep it 100, keep it a buck. Like, you ain't gotta be that. You know what I mean? You don't gotta be that.
And one thing that helped us with that, big bro, is like I said, the structure we was raised in was unconditional love. We heard that a lot. Unconditional love. Even regardless. If you mess up. Yeah. You know, I seen my brother and my sister, you know, become incarcerated multiple times. Yeah. They not once came home and, you know, I didn't love them less because they were in jail. My parents never told me to, you know, don't be like that and don't you know, dislike them because they
never came home glorifying nothing, man, because there's nothing to glorify when them people put them silver cups on you, bro. It's nothing to glorify. I don't care. You don't go back there and get tougher. That's cap. That's so cap. When we come, our dad come from the era, it was almost like, or you had to go to jail for you to come back out and be on the streets for people to respect you. Nowadays, people understand because it's pointless. Once you go, you sit back and your time stops. Your life stops. And then the crazy part is when your life stops, you can't come home and pick up where you left off because you're a different age and it's a different time. Your time that stops, you just lose it. You get what I'm saying, bro? Like, a lot of people go, man, I go home, you know what I'm saying? I get locked up and I'm going to do whatever I do, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to come home like that. When you come home, after you done went through gladiator school and you come back out.
Your ideas was in the 80s.
Come on,
you about to come home in the 2000s.
Them
ideas not even the same.
The YGs
they running circles around you because there's so much technology.
Yeah, man. I remember, bro, you just having a little 38 when I was a kid. You was lit. Now, if you got a 38 outside, them young boys looking at you
they
like
got a 100-round drum.
You got the
what's
a slingshot? You got a slingshot? What you doing out here? What you doing with that old head? You pulling out the Joker gun, you gonna get shot 50 times real quick, like, because the YGs, and then it's almost like that because ain't nobody telling nobody, ain't nobody holding nobody accountable. Cause like now, the sad part, if I see a youngin and he got a 100-round drum, first thing I'm gonna say is, youngin, you finna go to war? If it take you to run around with that many bullets,
he had war with himself.
And if it take you that much to run around with, bro, you might need to be somewhere praying. You might need, if you need 100 bullets every time you step out your house, YG, young blood, young cuz, young whatever, you might need to reevaluate yourself.
Discern your situation.
Come on, man.
It's not peaceful. I'm looking at it's not peaceful. I hear the music. It don't make me peaceful. It make me want to feel like I'm about to go to war.
Yeah.
I want to crash out when I listen to the music.
Only time I want to feel like I'm going to war is when I'm in the gym working out, when I'm doing something like that. Even like when I'm trying to learn something. That puts me at a height to where it's like, yeah, I want to learn. Like, I need to learn this. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to war with this. Like, this is what I'm on. The music nowadays just have people just crashing out. When you listen to that all day, it's almost like a chant in your head. You know what I mean? It's almost like a prayer you say in your head because how come you can ask a young fella, yo, you said some affirmations today to yourself? And he'll be like, what you talking about, man? What's
The music is the
And
affirmation.
then that's what I was about to go in, baby bro. You already knew, baby bro, where I was going at with that.
The music is the affirmation,
Every
man.
time he's saying
Power
pop,
of the
shoot 'em
tongue.
up, he keeps saying the same thing over and over. You singing these songs over and over. That's your favorite song. Your favorite song you done played 100 times in one day, done told you to kill 50,000 people. And that's all that's on your mind. So if somebody tell you something that you dislike, your first instinct is gonna be like, I'll pop you. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn,
And that's the thing. That's the thing in this day, bro. That's the thing in this day, right? When to wrap it back around to unconditional love, right? What happened to unconditional love? You know, loving your family, loving on your people, even if you don't know them, loving on them just because they messed up or jumped in front of you.
People think you soft because you got love for somebody, bro. Like how, bro, like even just how me and you show love, bro. I hug you when I see you, bro. I be hyped to see my bro. I hug my moms. I hug my pops.
We come from
like,
that.
You know what I'm saying? Like
we come from that.
Even the bros that I rock with, like it got to be some type of that embrace, bro. I need that, like you know what I'm saying? But people come from thinking like nowadays, this day and age, they think like if you show love, you soft. That's not true, man. Like you need love. It's the balance. What you say?
God built the world with love.
What you said, baby?
And
bro?
grace, and forgiveness.
What is my eye?
My eye. The balance of masculine energy and feminine energy.
You need that, man.
My eye.
My eye, man. You see it?
You need it.
You need it.
You need it.
You need it in your life because
it's peaceful. It's so peaceful.
Man, it is peaceful.
Not a baby mother, you know, that doesn't discern good qualities of feminine energy. We're talking about the actual wife that exudes feminine energy. You know, in their own right. And
even if you got a girlfriend,
that.
Even if you got a girlfriend and y'all on that level, but it has to be like a final destination that y'all both want to get to. You know what I'm saying? Because I can guarantee you that the woman probably is in it. You know what I'm saying? She's doing all these good qualities that you think like, hey, she could be my wife. She's doing all those because, and one day she's hoping that you will make her your wife. Because any woman who has any brain thought, they know you can't force no man to marry you. You know what I'm saying? You could tell somebody till you blue in the face, yo, I need you to marry me. I need you to marry. The whole time he just gonna keep probably moving further and further away from you. But if you are a woman and you setting these good quality traits, you doing that in the hopes of, dang, hopefully he'll wake up and be like,
that's the balance in it.
Exactly. Hopefully he'll wake up and make me his wife. And of course you might have had done wrong or do some wrong things on the course of that, but it's like, where's the good in him? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of women be like, man, I would marry him if I don't care how long we've been together. I don't see no change in him. She don't see no change in you because.
But a lot of times, y'all say y'all look up and y'all see goals, right? You can't jump into a relationship expecting to be peaches and cream and all flowers. That's the honeymoon stage. It's gonna come to a point you're gonna run into their flaws.
Fact.
You gotta be graceful with your partner.
Yeah.
Right? You gotta take some accountability. That, you know, and like I said, that's called, which is not a lot of that in this world, that's called grace. Yeah. Right? God gave y'all grace. You know, start giving other people grace. Yeah. You know, if God can give y'all grace, y'all out here still self-destructing and passing on bad knowledge to the youth. Give people grace. Word. You mess up, they mess up. Give yourself some grace and move past it. You don't gotta kill your person just to get your point across.
No, man.
Right?
It's I all promise you could probably talk to him.
What happened to that?
You could probably chop it up with him and he gonna understand where you coming from and why you did what you did instead of y'all just crashing out. And see, when you crashing out, you just listening to the music like, man, this person said the wrong thing to me. So now I feel like I gotta prove myself. But nah, you really don't gotta prove yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because I can guarantee you that person is probably lacking what? That unconditional love as well.
Unconditional love.
You know what I'm saying? He probably don't have nobody to really love him. Just like, bro, prime example, I know a lot of people done had a person where they feel like, man, I don't like this person. I don't like this person. Man, this person make me feel some type of way. Woo-doo. But it was so much distraction because he was on this side, you was on this side. You just never gave that person a chance. But when all that goes away and it's just you and him and y'all link up, you'll be like,
it never was a problem.
Son really, I really like him. No man, I really like boy. Like, he cool. Like, hey man, that person is a cool individual, like, you know what I'm saying? Because he's an individual, he's self. You know what I mean? You ain't looking at him with the group he with. You judging him off the group he with. And so automatically
That's the wrong discernment.
Wrong discernment. You don't put him in the category.
You don't put him in the box.
Come on, man.
Because you in the box.
Because you in the box.
Right? And that's the power in discernment.
Yeah, man.
Isn't it? That's the power in discernment.
You know that, bro.
Right? Being able to, being able to discern, judge well.
Judge well, man. That's something major, man. That's something major, man. To be able to judge well, because
it'll save your life.
I promise you, bro. The person who keep telling you this, let's skip school or let's do something wrong, let's do something bad, let's keep going down the wrong path, you know he not good for you, but you still want to do it. And prime example, like, I just seen the video of where son was riding and he was on the high-speed chase with 12, bro. You seen it?
He stopped and got some gas?
No, bro. The man was riding and boy in the car was telling him, please stop. Please stop the car. And son not trying to stop the car, but he's so worried about his two little dreads being in his face. It's like, bro, stop the car and let boy out. He's begging you to stop. Like, you don't hear this man chanting? Bro, we're going to die. We're going to die. Bro, it's almost like, what do you wanted him to pop on you in order for you to stop the car because he's telling you he don't want to go to jail. I don't want to be involved in this. But you knew your whole judgment of who this person was wrong from the jump. You had to been seen that.
Those are called red flags, right? You cannot start a family with a person flags, and you ignore every red flag that they told you.
Yeah, man.
Not that they told you, but that they showed you. They showed you every red flag.
Man or woman. That's man or woman.
You ignored them because you wanted to have a child so bad. Yep. Now you're on social media bashing your baby father, which is not counterproductive to your child.
Nope. Your child
gonna need some structure. Just because you say he good, he still want his father. Just no matter how much support you got, and it's the mother family or it's the father family, he's still gonna need my aunt. He gonna need a balance of masculine energy and feminine energy.
It really takes two, man. It takes the mother and the father. It takes a village, as they say, bro. It takes a village to raise kids, man. People fail to realize that. I be telling my barber that, like, I appreciate my barber to the max because there's certain things that I might be telling my teenager till he blue in the face, bro. I be telling him that I'm blue in the face, like, yo, son, listen to woo-woo. Whole time I might not think he listening because the way he reacting. But then he sit in the barber chair, and then my barber, me and him might have a conversation later on, and he'd be like, yeah, I was talking his eye, he caught it. And I'm like, oh, word? I'm like, yo, that's a beautiful thing, like, you know what I'm saying? Because then it let me know he listening. And like I was just telling you earlier, bro, like, the barber chair is therapy, bro. Like, men need that. You need that. The self-grooming, that's a whole nother episode too, but whole nother topic, I meant. Like, but it's just the simple fact what I'm saying, it takes a village. You were part of my village. You know what I'm saying? All my other bros is part of my village. You know what I'm saying? My wife, we are all. Your wife.
We got good people around us because of the discernment. So to wrap it around back full circle is power and discernment because it's productive to the village,
infinite circle,
the universe, your family, your relationship, your kids, right? So just stop moving fast. You know, put your feet on the ground.
That's it.
Think about your life and the people that you're affecting, you know, and discern a better way for yourself.
That's the
because it just may save your life. Yeah. It may save the next person's life just because you able to discern right. You know, right. So
like I was saying,
it's so much power in discernment. There's so much power in discernment.
Telling you to do the wrong thing, man. You know that's not nothing positive is gonna come out of that. And they might be doing the wrong thing because they was taught so wrong and might just need somebody like you to be like, bro, I'm not about to keep doing that. Like, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because some people
and that take courage.
That's it.
That take courage to split yourself from the collective.
Yeah.
Right? The collective is not always right.
It's not, man.
Right? Just because you join this group looking for validation don't mean that you believe in every belief that they put out there, every perspective. Now you got to put yourself in that box. You don't got to put yourself in that box.
Facts.
Be individual, right? That's what religion did. You know, that's what all these groups did, the Me Too and all this. Everybody don't think the same. Everybody's situation was not the same.
Everybody's situation ain't gonna be the same. Everybody's perspective ain't gonna be the same. Like I said, I can say this till blue in the face, bro. Me and you grew up in the same house together. Our perspective on certain things might not be the same. It really might not be the same. We might look at it through a different lens, like, oh, okay, this is the lens we looking at it through. So,
but if it's a righteous perspective, speak on it. You know, if it's righteous perspective, we will speak on it.
And tell it to a person that you feel like is your brother, and you know, okay, promise, bro, if you skipping school or if you just delaying work or whatever you doing and you're not supposed to be doing, is somebody that you dealing with keep telling you to do this, that, and the third, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to just do that.
So full circle, man.
Full circle.
If this segment, if it moved your spirit, right? If it gave you some type of peace of mind, if it triggered some type of accountability, we want to be able to bring purpose,
peace,
power, and peace full circle.
Peace.
So once again, we're here to uplift the community, which is the pie. We want to elevate the youth,
each one,
even the elders that's looking down and giving up on the youth. We're not giving up on the youth, right?
Man.
How can we give up on the youth if that's our legacy?
The future.
That's the universe legacy.
Each
right?
one teach one, man. Teach the righteous, man. Don't teach the wrong, man. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, if this touched you, or if it moved you, if you got an understanding, you know what I'm saying? Like, comment, and subscribe, and tell somebody about it, man.
Thanks for locking in with Piece of the Pie podcast, where we're able to bring purpose, peace, and power full circle, man. We need every piece to continue to build. Let's continue to build. We need every piece.
Peace. Peace.